My, male 46. Wife, female 46, of 9 years cheated on me. I found the evidence tonight. Ugh. My thinking is a jumbled mess. All of this occurred over the previous few hours. This is likely to be a lot of talking, so please bear with me. I'm not sure whether I'm actually looking for advice, but I need to get all of my ideas and emotions out there. I'm not writing on the spur of the moment because, to be honest, I don't give a I should probably explain that my username is a joke. So where do I start? Let's go back about a year. Wife works a lot, a physically demanding profession that wears her down. It's difficult for her, and I've told her several times that she has to find another employment. She has to go away from her present job, even if it means being jobless for a spell. We can do that in Denmark for many years and earn almost as much as she does, so there is no actual risk. She has refused every time, no matter how many times I have requested and pleaded with her to take care of herself. No is always the response. Me. That year, I was jobless as well as on sick leave due to stress, worry, and sadness. Long story short. Fortunately, things are getting better, and I can see my way out of this mess. I tried to assist as much as I can here at home, but it's been difficult. Because of the depression, I've had a number of days when I couldn't accomplish anything. Again, it's a work in progress, but it's on the right track. She informs me that there is a new colleague in June or July. He's 27 or whatever, and he's married. He's a decent person, and she's okay with working with him. They replace employees as often as people change their socks, so this is nothing new. She, on the other hand, constantly mentioning him. I make fun of her because I believe in her. Why shouldn't I? After all, we've been married for 9 years. Things do get a bit out of hand. He's a foreigner, so she begins learning about his culture. She also begins working on Saturdays on occasion, something she has never done before. She does this when they are on their way to deliver something, which is a good long trip, all day. It was only the two of them. We're currently approaching September. She has a trip planned. She's going to meet some relatives. I'm not going to go. Until this trip, she took 3 out of 4 Saturdays to go deliver with a colleague. Me? I only got 1 weekend with her. She's exhausted every night when she gets home. Exhausted. Come home, eat, and fall asleep on the couch. There is no variant. There is no. She informs me that her colleague wants to spend more time with her since she will be gone for 2 weeks. I wonder to myself, but I let it go. I once again put my life in her hands. So she takes a vacation. She's at home with her family and is becoming more melancholy. I'm very sure she's been depressed for a long time, but she's always rejected assistance. I've had so many chats about it with her that it's almost comical. While she is away, I find myself thinking a lot about things. Little red flags appear, alerting me to the fact that something is amiss. She has always detested it when others smoke around her. She refused to go near smokers because her hair would stink. She did, however, begin smoking. Not often, but at least a couple times every day. She also began to drink. It wasn't much, but it was enough to keep her up at night. She gets drunk from 1 beer, literally. She's never drank before. That was one of the things I admired about her. I emptied her tablet and placed Netflix on it before she departed on vacation. There is nothing else. I happened to notice her app download history when I did this. Pic Locker, Video Locker, WhatsApp, and WhatsApp Locker are all examples of app lockers. That kind of thing. Apps we've never used, to be sure. I begin to put things together. I do, however, ignore it. Maybe it's just ignorance, or maybe I'm seeing ghosts. Again, I have faith in her. Then she announces on Facebook that she has gotten a new tattoo. I'd never heard of it. When she phoned, she made no mention of it. This is, of course, a permanent condition, and I would have expected her to inform me of it. But, allegedly, it was a spur-of-the-moment decision. The tattoo represents a Persian word. Life. Yes, it's a cute little tat. Her colleague, on the other hand, is Persian. We are aware of just one Persian individual. And when I look around online, I discover that it is also a word of affection. Similar to honey or love. I blow up. I dial her number. I tell her that this is complete nonsense and that I know what's going on. She apologizes and tells me that it's really simply the word like for her. But she can see how it appears now that I've highlighted it. Supposedly, there is nothing else I need to be concerned about. I inquire as to what time she expects to arrive at the airport. I'm informed it's not necessary. She'll be picked up by a colleague. She returns home with her luggage and a bunch of red roses. Since then, I've been completely paranoid. She updated the code on her phone, and she never leaves her phone alone. Before all of this, it was usually charging someplace, or she'd leave it in the kitchen or whatever. It's now plastered to her hand, and she's chattering nonstop. It's been tough to see what she's doing on her phone, but something is clearly going on. She hasn't been able to stop chatting about the man since she returned from her trip. It irritates me. I inform her. She becomes enraged because he is just a buddy. Stop being so paranoid. It's reportedly disgusting that I could ever consider her having a kid like him. She has essentially adopted him since she misses her boys terribly. Another story for another time, maybe. I kind of believe it, but I don't. So I do my hardest to understand her lock code as accurately as possible, and on Monday, I eventually it. I checked it when she went to potty without her phone. It was accurate. I didn't have time to do anything else. I can't stop thinking about her as she leaves for work. Yesterday, as usual, she was to her phone. Then she comes home from work early today. Today has also been a very difficult day for me in terms of depression. I've been sleeping all day and haven't been able to wake up. When she gets home, I go pick her up at the station. We go shopping for a little, and then we head home. I'm exhausted, so I tell her I'm going to bed. We just separated up because she wants to watch TV. I see her phone charging in the bedroom. This is my chance. I unlock my phone, open Messenger, and there it is. My heart dropped to the floor and broke. A lot of cute words. She says I love you a lot more than she ever does to me. A remark to him that they can't kiss at work for fear of being caught. Then she walks in. She clearly recognized I was alone with her phone because she looked desperate. She didn't inquire about what I was doing with her phone. She inquired as to why I was reading her mails. I said that I was reading because I felt compelled to do so, that she was concealing something, and I was definitely correct. She remained silent. I just blew up. I summoned her. I informed her that it was all over. I inquired as to whether she had him. She agreed. I instructed her to gather her belongings and go. Everything seems to be packed now. It's 2 a.m. here, and she's arranged for a buddy to pick her up, based on the many text messages she's gotten. I'm not certain, but I think they are the only ones with whom she communicates by SMS. I'm thinking of texting them to tell them my side of the story about what occurred. I'm very certain she's lying since she's the victim when she tells them. So here I am unable to sleep. I was wondering whether I had done the right thing. I'm sure I did. I can't live with someone who cheats. I'll never be able to look into the eyes of a woman who has repeatedly lied to me for months. I can't bear the thought of her marking herself in his honor while still married to me. There is no way. Doubt, of course, keeps creeping up on me. Is that what I read? I'm aware that my memory is impaired as a result of my sadness. All of those ideas to which I'm sure many of you may identify. But deep inside, I'm relieved. I get the impression that I am no longer seeing ghosts everywhere. I don't like to say that, but good riddance. Obviously, I haven't digested all of this yet. I'm sure I'll be heartbroken at some time. I'm chuckling to myself right now. How could I have been so ignorant and naive? I really attempted to correct the situation. I attempted to ask her what she wanted. I tried to get her to talk to me. I tried to persuade her I wanted our life back. She said that she just doesn't desire these days. Yes, I understand what you mean. Just often though wallow in whatever misery you'll find. I think all the time, and are I doing the right thing here? I know I'll go with choice one, but it's so difficult to empty my thoughts of everything that's going on. Anyway, thank you for taking the time to read this. Some soothing remarks would be appreciated. Some dating advice for those above the age of 46 would be appreciated. Anything else would be appreciated as well. Edits. A few minor modifications have been made for clarification of misspellings. I keep thinking of things to add to the tale, more proof, more little details, but I believe there's already plenty to read. Update. My ex-wife has returned from the United States with her daughter, who is now an adult and lives with us. Well, me. She was clearly taken aback when she walked out last night, hearing all the excitement, and having to hear her mother inform her that she was having an affair and that she was leaving. There was a schism between the two when I wanted to communicate to ex-wife when she returned from her vacation, and it never fully healed. As a result, when the ex-wife departed, she left her daughter behind. As in, literally. I didn't even say goodbye to her. I was told that she had spent the night talking to family in the United States, and that they would raise funds for her to return home, in the hope that the grass is greener on the other side. Best wishes on that. When I inquired about her kid, she simply said, she probably wants to remain with you. Her mother had left when she awoke this morning. Forever. I needed to sit down with her and discuss the future. I've told her that I'll always think of her as my daughter, just as she thinks of me as her father. She is welcome to live with me, either in this or a smaller apartment, or to relocate on her own if that is her desire. Whatever happens, she will have a parent in me. I can't believe she abandoned her freaking kid. As a result, she will not remain with her boy toy. She will return home. It makes me happy. It's 11 a.m. now. She was gone for almost 4 hours. Her companion asked if I might assist them in carrying all of her baggage down the stairs. Unfortunately, I was too preoccupied with making myself at home in my chair. So be it. I made sure she had everything she needed before she went, and I had her drop her keys. She's no longer there. Forever. Goodbye, sir. I put on my coat and departed for the gym once I could see they were through with the hard work. I spent a couple of hours there lifting big things and talking with the gym's owner, who is a good personal friend, and it cleansed my mind even more than it was already. For the first time in a long time, I believe I can see things clearly. I don't believe I'll start destroying Boygoy's marriage. He'll screw it up on his own eventually, and it'll be hilarious to see. He won't need my assistance. So now I'm sitting in a peaceful flat. Daughter is in her bed, and the cat is asleep on my lap. For obvious reasons, she remained at home from work. I posted on Facebook to friends and family that we are no longer together, and I received a lot of positive feedback. It wasn't a nasty or cruel remark, but rather a simple statement of the cold facts and reasoning. It'll be lunchtime soon. Surprisingly, I'm feeling terrific. I'm feeling quite clear-headed. This is excellent. To top it all off, I'm making progress on my modest weight reduction quest. I acquired a lot of weight as a result of my sadness, and I'm determined to lose it. Today is the first time I've looked at myself in the mirror and thought, whoa, things are happening. This is going to be a great day. This is going to be a great year. Update 2. I'd given them some consideration. Specifically, whether I should inform Boydoy's wife and mother. I have 2 choices. I can attend in person, but there's a chance he'll be on vacation or something. Or I might just write her a letter in which I inform her. I don't want to hurt someone's heart, but I believe she has a right to know. The problem is that if I send her a letter, I'm not sure whether she'll be able to read it. Her origins in Afghanistan, I assume? I put Persian someplace, or did I simply explain that the writing is Persian? Her mother is in the same boat. I know his wife understands a little English. I'd have to make it extremely obvious on the envelope that it's for her. Or you could just send an open postcard, which would be amusing in and of itself. Update 3. The most amazing thing happened just now. As I previously said, I posted about what had occurred on Facebook. I want my friends and family to be aware of and comprehend my position. Well, ex-wife's MOM is a complete jerk. Update 4. It's been a month. A whirlwind of events has occurred. Ex and I had a brief yet fruitful conversation. We haven't spoken enough, but we've said what needs to be said and made some agreements that work for everyone. I had a few priorities in mind. I wanted to be able to speak with others. I want stability for my stepdaughter, and I don't want her to feel abandoned. I wanted to leave the marriage without financial ruin or mental wounds. It took us about a month to get here, but I believe we've arrived. X is going to re-move into the apartment. Whoa, huge story twist. More on it later. So what have I been doing? Oh, I've been quite busy. I've done a lot of thinking and deciding on what I want to do with my future. Do I want to alter certain things, or do I want to go back to the way things were when the relationship was healthy and good? Initially, I was simply hunting for any lady who was interested in me. I joined dating websites and met numerous females who wanted to meet and take me in. However, I realized that this was not what I had hoped for. I understood that if I quit trying to meet someone right now, life would turn into a banquet. Take your time, look honestly, and strive to be yourself. Don't be desperate. Instead, just wait for the right one. On Facebook, I joined many interest in dating groups. After just a week or two, I had been rather active in the groups, asking questions and earning interest. I've discovered what I've been missing out on for decades. I've learned that I'm far more at ease and interested by the BDSM scene than I ever imagined. I realized that the demasculinization that occurred in my marriage was what had actually driven me down all of these years, and that I would never, ever go back to anything like that again. In retrospect, it's rather clear. I'm not sure how I never noticed it before. Sure, I dabbled with it, seen a lot of material online, and read a lot, but I was simply interested, I reasoned. It struck me like a freight train that day. I sat down and wrote a lengthy essay in Danish, my native language, so please excuse the lack of translation, on my pace in life, my epiphany, and who I was, who I wanted to be, and who I wanted my partner to be. Not to pique your curiosity, but to help you understand what I'm saying. I shared it on my favorite BDSM group since I was proud of what I had written. The very first commenter just said, "Thank you for sharing, I'm sure you'll find the perfect one." I usually respond to comments when I can, and I prefer to know who I'm talking to, so I looked over her profile and was sold. Such lovely green eyes. I didn't want to think about it anymore, but I felt obligated to write to her and offer her a compliment. Nothing more, please. She was much younger than me and did not live in my neighborhood. We began conversing, but after 4 hours, we decided to make a phone call instead. I ran out of power after 7 hours, and it was already morning. We arranged to meet the following day and have been dating since then. We are the ideal math. She's the yang to my yin, the sub to my dom, and the ideal partner for me. We agree on everything vital, and the most important thing is that she likes the fact that I'm acting like a guy, something I've wanted to do for a long time. We're in love and desire, and we're very close. Is there anything more lovely than that? It's incredibly wonderful to have a lady at my side who wishes to be feminine. She wants me to be the protector, the guy, so she can be a woman, feel like a woman, and behave like a woman. I just adore it. This is what I desire and what I need. Things have moved so quickly. I've arranged with X that she and her stepdaughter would take over the apartment today, and I'll be moving in with my lady and her kid. He loves me, and I reciprocate his feelings. I'm in love with my new family. So I leave a terrible relationship. I get rid of the flat that will need a lot of effort to get rid of. I meet the ideal woman. I'm starting a new life with a new family. Most importantly, I get to be myself. I can't wait to get started in this life. Today, I'm grateful for discovering that my wife cheated. I'm grateful to have gotten away from the poison. Given the circumstances, I couldn't have asked for anything more. Life is wonderful.